Hello and welcome to Thinkermaker, a Savvy Self production. This fourth episode explores how the financial sector has impacted British culture and identity. Progressive mainstream media is aware that Brexit is deeply related to identity, and it recklessly mocks leavers for clinging to heritage by shaming empire, for plundering the world. But the biggest legacy of empire is in fact the financial sector, which wants silky access to Europe. And it's the biggest chunk of the British economy, which Remainers seek to protect. Clearly then, Remainers also cling to fruits of empire. The mockery lacks self-awareness, respect, and emotional intelligence. So we don't get out of this tunnel like that. Yin-yang. Now let's see how prioritizing the financial sector and money system has made sushi pizza out of British culture. In episode 2 we said that the UK is addicted to the financial sector. But is it really? Addicted to these sugar daddies? Well, yes, it is. When the financial crisis hit in 2007, which experts did not predict, and top bankers doubted the solvency of each other's banks, and all these banks were at risk of bust, bankers bullied politicians to put their hand in the taxpayer's cookie jar to be bailed out. The experts endorsed this. The bamboozled politicians did it. In the UK and the US copied, leading to austerity. But it was a hijack of proper capitalism. Nothing is too big to fail. That's cheating on a monstrous scale. Monstrous. The country just should not be so dependent on one monstrous revenue sector. Let it shrink. People knew it. Remember this? The anger is only growing. And unlike Iceland, which did proper capitalism, allowed banks to fail, and jailed bankers, the UK is yet to bring big bankers to justice. Why? Well, just like any addict, there's fear of losing the drug supply. This over-dependence on the finance sector must stop. And treating experts like high priests must also stop. Even the FT recognizes economics is not objective or reliable. Let's quickly review that crisis. Folks were told to keep faith in banks. Wow! Just think! Faith is about good spirit. You want to worship temples of money? With the blessings of foolish experts claiming the world will be saved? Actually, no. Brexit is partly made of ignored anger bursting out as banks cheated capitalism. While a whole generation was left jobless, look how the bankers treated the public. We never were all in it together. Banks never even said thank you. By 2011, bankers had reverted to old ways. No balance there then. The media rightly predicted riots, and people desperately voted for radical change. The UK got 10 years of feeble coalition governments. The US got its first black leader, hoping for reform, a new wave. But still, no big bankers were jailed. A lesson was learned. System insiders don't bring real change. So 8 years later, 10% of the same voters tried for radical change again with outsiders. Trump in the USA, Brexit in the UK, just looking for real change. That's not racism. And don't forget the expenses scandal exposing ethical poverty of leaders and lost trust. And boy, are we seeing that distrust, now giant-sized. Metrics missed it, but it's been a long time coming. You need intuitive, emotional intelligence to spot such patterns early, like we did. Look, in 2007, before that scandal, we saved this article, mistrust of loyalty was already building as British values diluted. Many Brits grew dangerously unhappy. GDP figures miss all this. Many are concerned about all this, and the 2016 referendum gave people a chance to pull the emergency brake. And now it's time to listen very closely to those that pulled the handle, preferably with emotional intelligence, not to rubbish them for being racist or stupid or irrational. Their emotion is the most important form of intelligence at this time. With Brexit, leaders should absolutely not follow experts or GDP metrics or pollsters because, as we said before, emotion is primary in decision making. Rightly so. Emotion is able to account for factors outside the numbers. Emotion trumps rationality. The next episode explores science's impact on culture dilution. Thank you for watching.